be careful who you listen to and be careful who you take advice from. Too many people, when they get into anything really, but franchising in particular, they listen to the wrong people and they take advice from the wrong people. And there's three categories of people that you need to be careful of, and they're everywhere. They walk amongst us. And the first is the BBQ Mafia. What do I mean when I say BBQ Mafia? They're the well-meaning friends and family who have opinions, but they've never ever done anything for themselves. You know, they're the armchair experts, if you like. So, you know, how many times are you standing around the barbecue with a beer saying you're going to be doing something and everybody's got a bloody opinion, haven't they? Just think in your head, you know, I've done the same. I've been standing there and I've been, you know, talking about business, and somebody's been giving me advice, and quietly in the back of my mind I'm thinking, who the hell are you to give me advice, because you've never ever done what I'm doing. You know, you've got a job doing XYZ, so what gives you the right to give me advice? And I'm happy to listen to their opinions, and sometimes, you know, you can take those opinions on and use that to develop your business. But if they haven't done what you want to do, what gives them the right to advise you on what you want to do? Just doesn't make sense, does it, when you think about it? So beware the BBQ Mafia and the armchair experts. Okay, who's next? Fake experts. That's something totally different again. Fake experts. If you look on the internet, there's an expert for everything and anything, you know. They're all shouting, look at me, buy my stuff, I'm a brilliant, I've done this, that and the other. The reality is the vast majority of people that you come across who are trying to sell you something, whether it's an online course or whether it's some consulting or coaching or whatever it is, most of them have never ever done it for themselves. You know, it's amazing that people have never done things and they want to all of a sudden invent themselves to be an expert and try and sell you something because they believe they've turned themselves into an expert. It's not true. They've peddling bullshit, and a lot of it is outdated, the stuff they've learned on the internet, and it doesn't work. So beware of fake experts. There's too many consultants in the certainly in the franchising industry space that have never actually franchised the business themselves, but they're making huge money trying to get you to spend your hard-earned money with them to franchise their business. And I'm going to tell you a story. We franchised in Australia for the very first time. We're here in New Zealand. We had a successful business, took it to Australia to franchise. At the time, I perhaps was a little bit naive, didn't quite know what franchising in another country was all about. So we hired a consultant or consultancy firm in Australia to help us. And you know what? Yes, they gave us a little bit of good advice, but the vast majority of the advice that they gave us was rubbish. It was hopeless. And we spent, I can't remember the exact figure, but it was close to $75,000 Australian, which was nearly 100,000 New Zealand at the time, for bullshit advice that most of it did not work. And if I'd have had a step back or listened to somebody like me with the knowledge I have now, I would have sat down in front of those people and said, okay, so what business did you start and franchise? How many franchises did you personally sell? How successful was that franchise that you started? Did you sell that franchise for millions of dollars? How did that work? And if they can't answer those questions, don't listen to them, you know, because only listen to somebody who has done what you want to do. I'm speaking from a position of authority here, because I've actually started a business by myself, well, me and my business partner on our own in a cold, dark, damp garage in the middle of winter here in New Zealand, with $5,000 between us. And we built that. We sold 33 franchises in our first year, ultimately selling hundreds of franchises in multiple industries. And we made millions of dollars doing it, and then sold that business for millions of dollars. So listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. So don't believe fake experts. Do your homework and make sure you're going to hire the right people, and don't spend $100,000 on a consultant when you can do it for an absolute fraction of that price. Okay, last one on the list is professional advisors. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean the people that you can and really need to talk to. You know, accountants and lawyers are the two that could really come to mind. Now, some things to think about with accountants and lawyers. You do need them. They're professionals in their industry. However, they are not professionals in the franchising industry. Most accountants and lawyers are also not entrepreneurs. They're not entrepreneurial. You know, you need an accountant to count the money, and that's great. And the more successful you are, the more you're going to spend on accountants, because the more money you've got coming in, so the more that needs counting, right? And lawyers, again, they have their place. They're great for checking on franchise agreements and that kind of thing. But what I found in too many instances is people will rely on their accountants and lawyers to give them this advice. And what I hear quite a lot is, should I buy this franchise, or should I do this? That is the wrong question to answer. To ask. You shouldn't be asking your lawyer if you should be doing it. You should be making that decision whether you want to do this or not, or franchise your business or not. So the question that you need to ask your lawyer and go to them is, I'm doing this, what do I need to look out for? Okay, they can then give advice on, okay, well, you've decided that you're going to franchise your business, or you're going to do whatever. These are the things you need to look out for. It's like buying a house. You don't go to your lawyer and go, is this the right house for me to buy, or should I buy this house? That's bullshit. You don't do that. You choose the house you want to live in. You go to them and say, I'm buying this house, do the conveyancing or whatever the legal terminology is in your country, so that you actually get that house. Right? Makes total sense when you look at it from that perspective. Don't go to your lawyer and your accountant and say, should I do this, or should I be franchising my business, or should I buy this franchise, or should I buy this house? That's not their decision to make. Okay, so I've ranted on enough there. That's the three people that you've got to be aware of when you are taking advice. Ignore the BBQ Mafia. Don't listen to them if they haven't done what you want to do. Fake experts, be wary, be aware. There are lots of fake internet gurus out there that are trying to take your money, and they've never done what it is that they're trying to sell. There are millions of them. And watch what you say to your professional advisors. Take professional advice on their area of expertise.